We are now live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble, getting the music going. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you do not know you have. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Connor.
Okay. And hopefully we'll be joined by the Golden Lone sooner rather than later. And of course, you viewer are you know, the most important person, in all of us is the viewer, of course, although I guess we're pretty significant because we have to make the dang thing. But anyway, today is Moon's Day, aka Monday, August 12th, 2024. I almost said 22 for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, what do we got here? Good Sir King, you want to start us off in the year 3?
In the year 3, Venus, Jupiter in conjunction, star of Bethlehem.
Ah. So, as we know, a conjunction, so I guess Venus and Jupiter are lined up, to form a line between them and the Earth and the Sun. That's what a conjunction is,
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got one hell of a jump here. We're going from 3 to 1099. Wow. Nothing happened in 1,096
Nope.
years? What the fuck?
Nothing significant. Sorry. I kind of wish I wouldn't lived in that timeline.
Yeah, I know, right?
I keep saying I'm tired of living in historical times.
Yeah. Dude, how many world-ending events have we gone through now?
Oh my God.
Have we become a superhero-less, Marvel universe? What's going on? This is some bogus crap, Anyway.
Yeah. 1099 Battle of Ascalon, won by Crusader army led by Godfrey of Bouillon against the Fatimid force. Last action of the First Crusade.
Ooh.
Uh, 1323 Treaty of Nuremberg between Sweden and Novgorod, Russia, regulates the border for the first time.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah. 1336 here we have English King Edward III banned wool export to Flanders. Highly ho, neighbor. Later granted a company... Oh, the damn Flanders. Later granted a company of merchants a monopoly on selling wool in an attempt to maximize taxes. Wow. Wow. Bruh. That is so evil right there. Man. I'm sure you have a look on your face that you have something to say about that.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Damn Flanders.
Wow. 1480, we have the Battle of Otranto. Ottoman troops beheaded 800 Christians for refusing to convert to Islam. Huh? Well, I mean, isn't that exactly what's happening in Paris, right now? And England, Europe, really, because Germany's having problems too, with, this current invasion. I don't know. 1492, Christopher Columbus arrived in the Canary Islands on his first voyage to the New World. Well, what would become the New World. So, yeah. Moving on up, what do we have here in the 1500s?
1549 French troops conquer Ambleteuse and Pas de Calais and kill all English prisoners.
Whoa. Yeah, that sounds about during the 100 Years' War. We've just been joined by...
the Golden Lone.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already up in the 1500s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
How late am I?
About 5 minutes.
You got there quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened yet.
Yeah.
1553 Pope Julius III orders confiscation and burning of Jewish Talmud.
Here we go again. Why?
What's a Talmud?
The Talmud is one of their religious holy books, like how Christianity has the Bible.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Bro!
Yeah.
Not cool!
Yeah.
Not cool!
Yeah. And the Muslims, have the Quran. The Talmud But see, this is the difference. It's not really much of a difference. It's still a holy book, but the Jews have a whole library of holy books. Like I don't know the exact names of them, but the Talmud is the most known one. But they have like a good dozen or so that are just as important, or something. Like they have a lot of stuff. So let's not forget the Old Testament. At least that's in the Judaism's belief. The New Testament is when Christianity did the
broke off.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no, like that is awful. Like you don't burn books unless it's well, I wouldn't burn the Necronomicon because that might actually activate it. So like just
Maybe.
leave it alone. Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, I mean, it is something of hell, and what is hell known for?
Well, books coincide with free speech, so I'm an avid free speecher. So there.
Oh, definitely. But the Necronomicon, do you even know what that book is?
No.
It's basically it's an unholy book. It's used to like summon demons and place curses and stuff. It's the devil's
Raise the
diary.
dead.
Yeah, raise the dead. It's the devil's diary essentially. So, but
It's an
I
arsonist
still
cookbook
believe it.
for demon
Should be there if it's
summoning
been
and
created. It should be
all
there.
unnatural things.
well,
And if it wasn't there, what you're talking about could come up and bite you in the ass unknowing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Necronomicon, if any book, I would approve to burn, it would be that one. But then again, it is a Necronomicon, and by setting it on fire, you might actually activate, it's a demon summoning portal or something. Like, so just don't touch the Necronomicon. It's simple. Just don't touch it.
Don't burn any books.
Yeah, you just don't burn any books. So, what else do we got here? Oh, here we go. 1658.
1658, first American police force forms in New Amsterdam.
Ooh.
And what did New
Ooh.
Amsterdam become?
What?
Well, I'm testing you guys.
Oh, I failed.
I failed too.
New
New
Ye-
Brunswick?
New York. New York.
Ah,
New Amsterdam became New York. So thank
I did
you.
not know that.
Yeah. So no, like I've spoken about this a couple of times.
This dude, oh my god.
What? What happened?
Okay, this is first. I can't. You're not gonna make the connection. I'll make it for you. Now, New York founded the police, and now they're. What are they known for now? With the
Yeah.
police?
Oh no, I was gonna go into that. Like I was just
Defunding them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like that is an excellent point. Like, it's rather ironic that the most anti-policed and yet policed city in the entire nation is like it's like somehow they're living every extreme possible at once. Like, how?
Yeah.
Like,
Unfortunately, we need the police. In a utopia, you wouldn't even need the police.
well, police only do
But-
what the citizens, police really, like, once again, police are only an outsource of, of government that the general populace as a whole has, surrendered
do.
to our government. Like, people don't police themselves. So we outsource that requirement of a functional society to the government, like very much like how we
If
surrender
everybody
liberties
had a
and all the
gun, we
other
could
stuff.
police ourselves.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. If everybody had a gun, we could police ourselves.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
yeah,
But then you're going to need a bigger gun.
yeah, well,
Eh.
Or just more skills.
yeah,
Either way, yeah.
At least when one idiot decides to be an idiot, he's got 20 other people with a gun around him as well.
Yeah, that reminds me of an anime called Kino's Journey that's based off something like that. It's really interesting.
There's also Trigun. That's another good
Yeah, that
anime
too.
involving guns.
Trigon was
Another
awesome.
good one. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic, yeah.
1793 here, the Rhone Department was created when the former Department of Rhone et Loire was split into two, Rhone and Loire, or Lier. Yeah, I want, like, that sounds like a anti-monopoly type thing. Like, this sounds like a company. So, 1793, I don't know anything about what this is, but that's why it made the cut into the show, because, like, this sounds like something, like relevance,
Yeah.
That'd be like, like we were just talking about the other day, just yesterday, how Google is a monopoly and everything.
Yeah.
You know? And all like the antitrust movement of the late '90s. They broke up, Pac Bell and Microsoft and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember when they broke up AT&T, and they were the only phone company.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said, no, this isn't going to work.
Well, see, what was really weird is they broke up AT&T by forcing it to split off into different companies.
Right.
But they still controlled those companies.
No. They
No,
didn't.
no, they
got
did.
financial
It was under
compensation.
it was under an umbrella. Like, they didn't directly control it, but they had very much like how Google made Alphabet and how Facebook made Meta. Like, they just made a company that owned them, and then it owned these other companies, so that way they can still control and have a monopoly without being all connected directly in your face. It's, offshoots. That's how, they skirt the laws and everything.
But
these
this
days.
was a mandate from the government, and
Yeah.
they didn't allow them to
No.
be the umbrella company. They were absolutely divorced from one another.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't own the other companies directly. They were owned by they made a company to own themselves and then own them.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's not the fact. That isn't what they did.
Huh. Well, that's what Google and Facebook.
Okay, well, I'm going back way before all
Yeah.
of that. They didn't even exist back in this was probably somewhere in the 70s, I would imagine.
All right.
And it was
It's
the
a
only
it's a
phone
place, Rhone.
Oh, right.
Originally, the eastern border of Rhone was the city of Lyon itself, so that the communes immediately east of Lyon belonged to a neighboring department. So department is like states
Okay.
with the growth of Lyon. Yeah.
So it's like a state or a province, a department. So,
Yeah.
So okay, or a county or something like that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for looking that up. What else do we got here in 1833?
1833, the town of Chicago is incorporated, population 350.
Now, time out. Didn't we already cover this with a population of 200? And you even we spoke about this. You were like, wait a minute,
I don't remember.
it was a couple days ago.
I just don't remember.
Wow.
I don't have a recall of it.
Wow. Well, hold on a second. Let me bigger this really quick. So,
Was it?
It was a couple days ago, right?
Maybe.
Well, it had to be
I
no
don't
earlier than
I don't
Saturday.
particularly remember.
Well, let me look at 10th of August here. So let's go back to 1830. Hold on a second. 1833. Chicago. Not Chicago. August 10th, 2 days ago. Chicago incorporates as a village of about 200.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Wow.
right. Okay. Yeah.
So-
That's right. Now I
so-
remember.
So what the hell? How can it?
it almost
Is this a different
third in
Chicago?
size.
Yeah. 1833, 1830. Yeah, so it's the same year. So 2 days later, they had additional 150 people. Are these two different Chicagos?
Maybe they decided to expand the borders or something.
Yeah, but then they would be expanding. Not you can't incorporate after you've incorporated, can you? Like,
Whoops, never mind. 2 days. What do you do in 2 days, or whatever it is?
yeah,
Mm.
no. Like this right here is
Yeah.
on the 10th, and this
Yeah,
is today, the 12th. So
yeah, 2 days. I don't know.
which one is right? What are these? Are there multiple Chicagos?
Which one is it?
Yeah, it doesn't say Illinois on either of them.
Well,
So pop on that other one, see if they have
and
anything
now,
additional to say.
there are multiple
If you-
Chicagos now.
What I can do actually is, when was Chicago, Illinois, incorporated? You can go straight to March 4th. What the hell? 1837. So we are off by months and years. What is
Yeah.
going on? What's happening?
Something's wrong somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. This is this some kind of like quasi multi-level Mandela effect, like Spider-Man into the multiverse crap? Like, what's happening? Like, I'm kind of getting scared here. Let's move on into 1851. U.S. inventor Isaac Singer patented the sewing
Oh,
machine.
of course.
But yeah, the Singer. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. 5 years later, 1856, Anthony Foz of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was granted a second patent for improvements to the accordion. Patent number 15511A. All right. So, improvements to the accordion. What? Destroy it? Like,
Still not any good. So what did he do to make it better? I don't know.
I don't know. If he made it better, how bad did it sound before? Yeah. Yikes.
I've always remembered, I was pretty young, some door-to-door salesman came by, yeah, start your kids playing the accordion, you know, it's all good for their whatever. Boy, did they get a loud protest from my brother and I.
That's really funny because that's how, well, according to the movie, which they took a lot of creative liberties, so it's not historically accurate really by any means, but it is inspired by history. But the story of Weird Al Yankovic, it starts with an accordion salesman going door to door, and his dad, like freaks out and all that stuff. And I don't want to spoil anything. If anybody hasn't seen it after this video, of course, go watch like Weird Al, the Yankovic story, I think it's called. Have you seen it, King?
No.
Oh, well, we gotta watch it.
I haven't seen it.
The one with Harry Potter dude?
Yeah, I think he's in there. Daniel Radcliffe.
He is Weird Al.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is him. Yeah, it is Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel, there we go.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I only remember his name because of Ratcliffe from Pocahontas, the cartoon movie.
Mm.
So, but yeah, like.
So that must have been a thing, door-to-door accordion salesman.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm making it such a point.
Pitching to have your kids take accordion lessons.
Yeah.
They weren't selling accordion, although they probably would sell you an accordion also.
Well, if you're gonna take lessons, you're gonna practice at home, and how else are you gonna practice at home? Like now, they're selling you lessons and equipment. Double hit, boom, boom, money. But
or they'll rent you one for a while.
Well,
and then sell you one.
Yeah. But that's strange. So I wonder if that was actually a thing, a door-to-door accordion salesman.
Sounds like it.
I mean,
it happened to me. So my parents.
I mean, hell, for a while I was a door-to-door meat salesman.
True.
I legitimately sold meat. Like cuts of steak, fish, lobster, chicken.
Have it
pork.
delivered to your door.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1863, we have first cargo of lumber left Burrard Inlet in Vancouver, British Columbia. Yeah. 1865. Good Sir King.
Give me a second.
Okay. British surgeon Joseph Lister performed the first antiseptic surgery using carbonic spray on instruments and bandages, so sterilizing the utensils. Yeah. Before they cut into your flesh. Yeah. 1867, U.S. President Andrew Johnson defied Congress, suspending Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. Huh.
There's more to that story, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. It's just like, really interesting. He's just like, you know what? I don't care. This guy's gone. Like, what did this guy...
There must have been something, because it should have been under his cabinet. He can do whatever he wants, but defying Congress, you wonder why.
And this is shortly after the end of the Civil War. Maybe, that was it too. Like, they weren't at war anymore, so he suspended it. He's a Secretary of War. They're not a state at war, so there you go. Your job is no longer required. Maybe that's the reason?
Let's see. Is he suspending the guy, or is he suspending the Secretary's...
well, he suspended the guy, but if you're suspending the title, then you're suspending the guy too. So,
well, there's a big difference between suspending the title and suspending the guy. Suspending the guy, Congress should have nothing to say about it. If he's trying to do away with the Secretary of War position, then Congress would have something to say about it.
I don't know. That's going to require some digging.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody watching this, wants to, do some research and, let us and everybody else know in the, comments section, that'd be fantastic. So, but anyway, we got another one here, 1869. I would vote for this guy, honestly. I think that, we should honor what this guy said.
What is it?
Well, we'll see. King? Okay. Self-proclaimed Emperor Joshua Abraham Norton of the USA. So this guy, like he had like some, like he was crazy, or so they say, but he was a self-proclaimed emperor of the United States of America.
Oh, really?
Like he proclaimed himself, and like there's a whole story around him and all that stuff, and I don't really want to get into it and all that stuff, but like but people paid him taxes and all that stuff. Like there's a whole thing. It was fantastic. But anyway, self-proclaimed Emperor Joshua Abraham Norton of the USA issued an edict abolishing the Democratic and Republican parties.
Oh.
I think we should obey our emperor. Like, they got to go one way or another. Those parties got to go, both of them. 1877, to his amazement, Thomas Edison recorded himself reciting "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on his just completed cylinder phonograph, a device that recorded sound into tinfoil cylinders. So, as we all know, Edison is a monster, but that's on 3. So let's see if I can find the actual, because somebody, for posterity, they actually recorded it. So, like, this is his real voice, I believe. Hold on a moment.
The first words I spoke in the original phonograph. A little piece of practical poetry. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
That is one of the first instances of audio recording ever.
Yeah.
Ever in all of history.
Probably is the first.
Yeah. Well, the first that's left anyway, if the record hasn't been destroyed or anything, because those are made of clay, and crap.
You said tinfoil.
Cylinder phonograph, a device that recorded sound onto tinfoil cylinders. All right, hold on a second. Phonograph. Like, I think they're clay lined with foil, maybe.
Well, that's quite a bit later. Everything we're looking at there.
Hold on a second. Phonograph cylinder. It's giving me the phonograph though, but not the cylinder. Oh, here we go. So yeah, you see how that doesn't look like foil. That's clay. But maybe the original
this
was
is the original.
foil. Yeah.
This is what he hand did, obviously.
Let me do 1877 here really quick. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, so this is
still far more sophisticated than what he did originally. And I'm sure this stuff came around very quickly.
No, this is the original one. This says 1877.
Oh,
this
really?
This is what he recorded it on. So,
oh.
Yeah.
That looks pretty sophisticated.
Well, that's it.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the title says phonograph cylinder created by Thomas Edison, 1877.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Enough said.
Yeah. Or maybe this is just part of it, because like we have a longer device here. Look at all that. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's restart the music. Going to move on up here into 1879. The first National Archery Association tournament was held in Chicago. All right.
Where they were incorporated, we think.
Yeah. Yeah, which Chicago?
Yeah.
What do we got here in 1883, King?
Okay, 1883, the last Wagga zebra species with less slashes dies at the Artis Magistra Zoo in Amsterdam.
So let's see if I can get a picture of this. So Quagga, 1883. So wow, this looks weird. Look at that. That's an interesting, pattern. Like white on the bottom, brown on the top, and then like
zebra head.
It comes with like kind of like a Wi-Fi signal thing going on there. Oh, cool. 1884.
1884, Bill Murdoch scores first Test cricket double century, 211 at the Oval.
The Oval.
Cricket.
Hey, I had to put something in there, Like, I knew you were going to be here today, and I just really enjoy torturing you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Like, I'm a good son. I think of you, I consider you in my actions.
It's hard to put good and torture together. I'm sorry.
That depends on your outlook.
Maybe it's good for you.
What else do we got? 1888.
1888, Bertha, wife of inventor Carl Benz, made first motor tour.
Ah. So, like anybody out there, who unironically actually believes that, anything negative involving women and driving, the first motor tour was conducted by a woman. So eat your heart out, sexists.
Yeah.
Like legitimate, actual sexists, not to sound like a leftoid or anything, like, yeah. Just one decade later, what happened?
1898, Hawaii is formed, annexed to U.S.
Formally annexed.
Yeah.
Formally annexed to U.S.
Yeah. Oh, welcome, Hawaii.
Yeah.
The way we got them was extremely disgusting, but and now they're a blue state. So sucks. That sucks. What else happened at that time?
1898, peace protocols and Spanish-American War signed.
So the end of the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't, they call the Korean War the Forgotten War. I think the Spanish-American War is more forgotten than Korea.
Well, yeah. We
Like-
don't think about it all. We just get skipped over in history for some reason.
Yeah. You're talking about Korea, right?
No, this is
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's been several YouTube videos. There's one in particular I remember they were talking about, I had no idea the United States had a war with Spain. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But the Korean War was never officially a war. It was a police action. That's the formal
Well,
term of it.
technically
They
neither was
call it a Korean War, but
technically
at the time they considered it a police action.
Well, technically the same goes for Vietnam, because I don't think we ever declared war on Vietnam formally.
I believe you're right.
So that's why I always call it the Vietnam conflict.
In fact, we were
So-
In fact, we were there on behalf of what we recognized as Vietnam. We were trying to protect them.
Yeah,
So no, we wouldn't have declared war on them.
yeah,
And we also North Vietnam we did not, because there was a North and a South Vietnam there at the time. Now
Yeah.
it's just Vietnam.
yeah. And actually, in order to declare war on North Vietnam, we would have to accept that they're a sovereign nation to exist to declare war on to begin
True.
with.
True.
And that would give them validity and even more political power. So, yeah. A little tidbit of information a lot of people don't know. Moving on up into the 1900s, 1908, Henry Ford's company built the first Model T car. Yep. 1914, we have a cavalry battle at Helen, Belgium, known as the Battle of the Silver Helmets. That's an interesting name.
It is.
Yeah. I'm gonna look this up here really quick. That's almost like my War of the Buttons.
Yeah.
From my book, the Battle of Halen. Because of the many cavalry helmets left behind on the battlefield by the German cuirassiers, took place on August 12, 1914, at the beginning of the First World War, between German forces led by George von der Marwitz and Belgian troops led by Leon de Witt. The name of the battle alludes to the Battle of the Golden Spurs in 1302, where 500 pairs of golden spurs were recovered from the battlefield. Wow! That's a whole different battle, way before, 1302.
Yeah.
But Helen was a small market town in a convenient river crossing of the Gette, and was situated on the principal axis of advance of the Imperial German Army. The battle was a Belgian tactical victory, but did little to delay the German invasion of Belgium. So, the name of this battle was inspired by, the Battle of the Golden Spurs. Now this is the Battle of the Silver Helmets. Wow.
Yeah.
This is turning into, Minecraft armor. Next up we're going to have the Battle of the Diamond Chess Piece, So... but what else do we got here? 1915, good Sir King.
Human Bondage by William Somerset Maugham, published.
I believe that involves slavery, not the other bondage that everybody most likely probably immediately thought of. But the bondage as in bonds, you're a slave. Yeah. Of Human Bondage is a 1950 novel by W. Somerset Maugham. The novel is generally agreed to be Maugham's masterpiece and to be strongly strongly autobiographical in nature. Although he stated, "quote This is a novel, not an autobiography. Though much of it is autobiographical, more is pure invention." End quote. So the plot, well, it's just telling us the plot and everything, but what's it about? It's not telling us what. Genre, Bile Dungs Roman. What the hell is that? I mean, that's a weird genre book. I've never heard of that. But it's not telling us like the basic thing. So I still think it has something to do with
book,
slavery.
that's for sure.
You've heard of the book?
I have heard of it,
Okay.
but I can't tell you anything about it.
Huh.
I just know Of Human Bondage. I know that is.
I like a documentary.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what it's about. Like I still think it's about slavery, but maybe it's, well, they're talking about romance and sex here, so maybe it is the actual bondage everybody immediately thought about. Maybe I'm wrong.
Check the thesis of it.
Where's the thesis?
I don't know what the thesis. I would type it in the bar.
Okay. That's the word I was thinking for. Thesis. Thank you. Well, it's just giving me the wiki again. Well, this is turning into a dig here, so we got to move on up. If anybody can figure this out, once again, comment section, that'd be very much appreciated. Thank you. What do we got here in 1916?
Pablo Picasso, Max Jacob, Moise Kingsling, Ortiz, and Paquette are photographed in Paris.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy on the left looks like John Lennon.
A little bit. He kind of looks like he's wearing some kind of superhero helmet mask situation thing. Like on the far right, like
The
you
far,
see
yeah,
the
I'm
headband.
talking about the other guy.
Far
left.
On the far left. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, he has the bowl cut and everything. 1918. Why don't you take it, and then I'll take 20s.
1918, World War I, Allies defeat Germans at the Battle of Amiens, the last great battle on the Western Front.
All right. Yeah, the war is wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Like it's November 11th. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. 1922, the dedication of Frederick Douglass's home in Washington, D.C. as a national shrine. Shrine seems a little too much, but definitely needs to be immortalized somehow. But
I don't know. He's pretty
as a place of worship, though,
well.
that seems a little much.
He needs to be recognized far more than he is in our American history.
But not as a deity.
No.
Like, well, I don't think they're praying to him. Yeah, at least I hope not. Like, but
Well, a national shrine just means it's preserved.
yeah.
It doesn't mean deity.
Well, a shrine is usually some place where you go to pray, right? Like, a shrine. Like,
Well, we connect that with it, but it's not necessarily that.
Maybe I don't really know fully what a shrine is. I don't know. Okay, but definitely it needs to be immortalized. Absolutely, I agree on that part. Like.
Well, unfortunately, not many people know about it. As far as the general public's concerned.
Well, not many people know about. Oh God, what's her name?
That's why we don't know. It's what's her name?
No. Hold on a second. Woman, black, no, not suffragist. Underground.
Parks? You talking about what's her name? Parks?
No, not Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks?
No. Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. It was some weird name. That's why I couldn't think of it. It's like
Yeah.
something. I thought there was a G in there. I'm trying to think of something with a G. Like glass or something. Harriet Tubman. So not many people know about her. So not many people know about Mother Teresa. who literally in her first 4 years, like when she was 4 years old, because she was born in the Ottoman Empire, in the section that would become Turkey, I believe, or somewhere. I know she was born in the Ottoman Empire, and when she was 4 years old, World War I broke out. So no wonder she was a strong advocate for peace. Her entire childhood was war, on the front lines.
I would be far more excited than a Black History Month to interject and really highlight a lot of the really good black things that have happened in our history and get them in our books for every day.
Yes, like we should stop having segregated history months, because Black history
But it has to be simultaneously emphasized.
Yes, with
way
everybody.
more than it
Well,
is.
I mean, like the whole the interview with was it Samuel? No, it wasn't Samuel L. Jackson. It was Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Like
I don't want a Black History Month.
Yeah,
Do you want a Jewish History Month with the guy? He goes, well, no.
Yeah, exactly. No, because Black history is American history.
It's American
like
history.
we are all one.
But we have to expose it more.
Yes.
And I don't know what they're doing in schools today, but from what I had, there was no Black history involved in any of our readings.
Yeah, they do that.
in
They do
school.
Black History Month a lot during school projects. It's very annoying.
Do they still teach CRT?
So you're what now?
Critical race theory.
Oh, that answers my question. He doesn't even know what it is. So that's good. At least they don't do that crap anymore. That was a fast stint. But no, like I think I learned about George
That'd
Washington
be called
Carver.
something else.
Yeah, well, I think I learned about George Washington Carver, the inventor of peanut butter, as well as like thousands of other uses for the peanut.
Yeah.
Incredibly amazing botanist, that guy. So
Didn't know that.
in school, yeah.
I learned about that from Family Guy.
Yeah. Well, American Dad did a whole thing behind that about like a peanut conspiracy and
Yeah.
yeah.
The only peanut farmer I know of is Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter. Anyway, what do we got here in 1923?
Enrico Tirabushi is the first to swim English Channel westward.
Ah.
Westward.
So I wonder, like, if like, what's the currents, in the English Channel? Does it always go from, like,
Well, that's why I'm saying westward. I wonder what that means. Yeah.
Well, it means they're going west.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm wondering, like, if he's the first, and
To do it westward.
westward. So that means
what was it done before? How was it done before?
well, eastward, and that has to be with the currents. Because it's easier.
I don't know. I don't really know what that means.
That
That's
makes
kinda my
sense.
point.
Well, I mean, like, if he's the first to do it westward, then he's not the first to do it, period. Otherwise, it would say so.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do something the harder way if you're the first one. You would do it the easiest way,
I got all that, but it's kind of weird. I don't know what that means. Is
I mean,
what I'm saying.
I think it's because it's against
The
the current.
direction he's going. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the direction he's going, and I think that's against the current. That's why he's the first one to do it successfully, at least.
Well, currents do ebb and flow.
Yes.
High tide, low tide.
Yeah. But like, is it like 70-30? Like, what's the percentages?
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't know
It's
the
just a
currents of
weird
the English
statement.
Channel.
It's a weird statement.
Yeah. What else do we got?
Tariff law. 1925, the tariff law comes into force in Germany, setting up tariffs for industry and agricultural based on pre-war rates.
Oh, okay. So they're getting back to how things were prior to the outbreak of the Great War, the war to end all wars, or the war to start all wars, I guess. Because technically, when you think about it, we're still in the political strife of the First World War over 100 years later. Because World War I led into World War II, that led into the Cold War, and then
How
even
do you draw the line that it's still on today?
just the political tensions and all the stuff that's going on, and now Russia invading Ukraine, that happened a while ago, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but it's now.
Like the whole world is now at a nuclear, like hovering.
Allies
the finger
are now
over the-
enemies, and
Yeah.
vice versa, and everything is flip flopped.
Yeah, well, I mean, like both World War I and World War II, Italy changed sides.
Yeah.
So if we can allow that during the actual combat fighting, like because what is war only in the fighting, or is it in the politics that led to it? Like
Well, you fight and then you go back to politics. You start with politics, fight, go back to politics.
Yeah. But then, like, then we have the Cold War, which is all politics. There was no fighting, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The English language is weird. So many things can be interchanged. Moving on up to 1927, Wings, one of the only 2 silent films, the other being The Artist in 2011, to win an Oscar for Best Picture, opened starring Clara Bow, Outstanding Picture of 1929, so 2 years later.
Yeah.
So one of only 2 silent films to get an Oscar. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other being The Artist in 2011. So 2011 they made a silent movie. That is astonishing. That's an artistic choice.
Well, what I don't understand is I don't know when they're giving Oscars, but at one time there was only silent movies.
Well, yeah. But when did the Oscars start? When did the Pardon me. 1929 it says here. But wait. Well, that's the first Academy Awards. So, when were the first Oscars?
Well, the Academy Awards are presenting Oscars.
Huh.
Oscars, the statue.
Well, then how can Wings get an Oscar? Oh, well, never mind. I'm stupid. It says here, Outstanding Picture of 1929. So Wings came out in 1927, 2 years prior, but
Right.
then in the first Oscars, Wings got it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. All right. And then later on, The Artist that got out in 2011 also won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Only 2 silent movies. Anyway, 1928, the 9th Summer Olympic Games closed in Amsterdam, Netherlands. All right. 1930, Clarence Birdseye was granted a patent for a method for quick freezing food, patent US 1773079A. And we all know about Birdseye Foods and all that stuff,
Yeah,
all the
now-
frozen section, the peas and corn and all that stuff.
Now, there's a side note, and I hope I'm accurate. I may be dead wrong, but it's in my memory. Birdseye's daughter took over his entire empire, unheard of for a woman to do it.
Uh-huh.
The board of directors thought she was going to be the figurehead, and they had run everything for her, and she shot him down real quick and ran the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Very successful.
Uh-huh.
And she ended up building Mar-a-Lago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's why you told me that story.
Yeah.
Oh. That's interesting. Yeah. So and because Trump didn't build it, he's like
He
not.
bought it. No, he bought
Yeah,
it.
he's not original resident.
No, of course not.
So
He was there way before he was born.
yeah. So that's really interesting. So the daughter of Clarence Birdseye.
She was the heiress
Yeah.
of the empire,
Yeah.
and she ended up, but she bought a lot of companies. I think she bought Birdseye, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever empire she had, it became under her umbrella.
Yeah. So that's a really interesting time.
So I'm not sure that the heiress was actually his daughter. I think I'm wrong there. I think she bought the company from him
Yeah.
and kept him on, and he became part of it.
So now, audience, whenever you go to the market and you buy, a bag of frozen vegetables, you can think of Trump.
A bag or frozen?
Well, I mean the Mar-a-Lago connection.
I get it. I'm saying,
Why are you trying to besmirch my comparison here? I'm trying to do something good. You're
I'm just trying to
shitting
figure
all
out
over.
what you're thinking. Are you thinking he's a bag, or are you thinking he's frozen?
No, I'm thinking of Mar-a-Lago. My God. Help me, King. What do you got here in 1936? Hey, Pete, how you doing, bro?
1936,
Yeah.
120 degrees, Seymour, Texas.
State record, yeah.
A warm day.
Yeah, it is a warm day. Oh, you got 3 more
Oh, yeah.
36s.
After 23-year absent, a baseball demonstration game is played between 2 American teams at Berlin Olympics. World champions beat U.S. Olympics 6-5.
Ah. So that's a long absence, 24 years. So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
is that for
Yeah.
the Olympics? Is what they're saying?
Well,
Was absent from the Olympics?
After 24-year absence of baseball demonstration games, so baseball demonstration period in Olympics. So for a while, like they took it out and then they put it back in, and then the U.S. team dominated. Well, it didn't dominate, but won. So.
But they brought it back, and I'm going to go back 20 years or whatever. It seems to me they brought baseball back into the Olympics.
Yeah, this is when.
No, but way after this. I'm talking about in the 90s or something.
Well, maybe it happened. Maybe it did. Like I don't know. Like.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just vaguely remembering. The only thing I remember is the Dodgers manager back then, whatever his name was, famous Dodger manager. He managed the baseball team, and I think it was coming back into the Olympics at that time. It's really sketchy what I'm remembering.
Reintroduction of baseball into Olympics. Let's see if this yields any results here. Seven canceled or reintroduced Olympic sports.
Was that 08? A little bit further down, something in 08, which would be about no, that's 20.
Baseball and softball return in 2028. So that's the one upcoming in LA.
Yeah. So it's going to come back again.
So
apparently it's not a permanent sport.
Skeleton sledding. What the hell is skeleton sledding? Rugby. Tug of war? Are you kidding me? Baseball and softball. Okay, so they have the 1936 that we just talked about.
Yeah.
Skeleton sledding.
It was announced in 2016 that baseball and softball would both return to Olympic status for the 2020. So baseball and softball did come back in 2020.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Baseball was added as an official Olympic sport in 1992.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Right, ever that was. That's more like it's farther back to 2020.
Okay, so they added it as an official, so not just for that season.
Is that baseball or softball?
So hold on a second. Finally, baseball was added as an official Olympic sport in 1992, with its sister softball joining 4 years later, so in 1996. Okay. Later in 2012, however, both baseball and softball were dropped.
Okay, there you go.
Then it came back in 2020. So make up your mind, Olympics.
So I'm thinking of the 92 when it came back.
Yeah, it's come back 3 times now. Well, it's come into it 3 times, come back twice.
And the breakdancing they had in the Olympics system,
my God.
They're not going to have it here in LA.
I thank God. Dude, we were just watching videos about that. Oh, jeez.
What?
Like...
Yeah, but do you see how athletic those guys are?
I don't care. They look like they're having an epileptic seizure. You know? They're up there on stage like...
Come on.
What the hell is that?
Appreciate these guys.
Appreciate what? For looking like Trump mocking that one guy?
They are super athletic.
I don't care.
You see these guys doing how the hell they do that?
They look like they're having
how do they stand with their feet up in the air on their elbow, you know?
All right. That's cool. They look athletic. Yes. Well, so does someone having a seizure. He's come on. It was awful. It was awful. Like
guy puts in a life work and you're calling it awful.
Actually, we have a small tidbit here from Pete's. Mar-a-Lago was built by the heiress of the Post family, not Birdseye.
Yeah, no, but they own Birdseye is what I corrected myself later.
Okay.
Yeah, she was the heiress of the Post. The Post bought Birdseye.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it was floundering, I mean, he came up with this, and the problem was no one had freezing capabilities to buy his stuff. And she saw the vision of it and bought it.
All right.
And kept him on. He was still probably owned a percentage of it. So yeah, I corrected myself later when we were talking that it wasn't her father. It was. It was the Post family. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was not related.
Right.
Okay.
But she bought Birdseye.
But you can still think of Trump when you buy frozen vegetables.
She owned that part of it. Yeah, but I was wrong. It was Post. Absolutely right.
And you can also think of Trump whenever you buy that cereal too. Now Post cereal. So. Or crackers or any of that. Yeah. Post is huge.
Yeah.
Oh. What else do we got here? 1936. The gymnastics competition at the Berlin Olympics concluded with Germany dominating, winning 6 of 9 gold medals, including the men and women's teams events. Awesome.
Yeah.
And we also have 1939, a sabotage suspected in city of San Francisco train crash which derailed near Harney, Nevada, killing 24. Wow, so they suspect sabotage for that. So, 1940, Luftwaffe bombed British radar stations, lost 31 aircraft, while doing so. And we also have Netherlands started rationing textiles for the war.
Sure.
Of course. So, But what
Gotta
do
go to
we?
uniforms.
Yep. What do we got here in 1941?
French Marshal Philippe Pétain gives full support to Nazi Germany.
Yeah, he's the one that
Ooh.
they put in charge of Vichy France, southern France. So,
Yeah.
and actually, like, little bit of information. I'm not sure how accurate I am, and I don't even know how to find this, but I saw a video a long time ago, and this guy, this Philippe Pétain, was actually in charge of like a certain like area of like French military or whatever. Like, you know, he was a French general, so you know
Yeah.
he was in charge of something. But he was in charge specifically of this one area. France had the ability to knock Germany out in the early parts of World War II. When Germany went and invaded Poland and all that stuff, they didn't really have, you know, like much left over, you know, for defense.
Right.
And France was actually thinking about invading Germany and knocking them out while they were busy over in Poland. And this guy is the one who said no. This MFer is the one who said no. And then he went on to being a good little puppet of Germany. What a piece of crap. You know? This guy could have changed all the
He was
history.
probably worried about retaliation if it didn't work. And oh my
Yeah.
God. So he had no balls. What can I tell you?
Yeah, no balls. You know, but then, you know, later on, he was the same guy that they put in charge of Vichy France. You know, as it says here. So,
Well, who put him in charge? The Germans.
yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Makes
so,
sense.
So, you know, there's all these conspiracies that, you know, he was actually like, you know, a sympathizer and a spy and all that jazz and such.
Well, they probably
So,
put him in charge because they recognized he was what? Controllable.
Yeah, he was a you know, pansy. But let's see here. Jacob Pete says, fun fact, did you know the carrots improve your vision thing originated as a British propaganda to obfuscate they had aircraft mounted radar? I did not know that. I thought because the whole thing about they're good for your eyes is a myth. I
Yeah.
thought that originated to get people to eat more vegetables, just to, you know, I had no idea about the radar thing.
That's kind of cool. But
So-
the old joke, you know how carrots are good for your eyes? But bump. Have you ever seen a rabbit with glasses?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Good for eyes, ASDF. I have to play this, sorry, like here.
Hey, did you know that carrots are good for your eyesight?
You lied to me.
Asdef movie.
You lied to me.
You lied to me.
Asdef movie was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. 1942.
British Prime Minister Winston Churchill arrives in Moscow for a conference with Joseph Stalin and U.S. Representative W. Averell Harriman.
That's really interesting. This is like in the early stages of us, you know, before we're allied with them. Like, because, you know, like Russia was their own thing, the Allies were their own thing,
Right.
and, you know, the Axis were their own thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then Russia worked with Germany to invade Poland and everything, but then Germany, you know, invaded Russia,
Right.
and then Russia's just like,
That
you
was a
what,
big
mate?
screw up, really.
Yeah, and then Russia, you know, eventually joined us because we had a common enemy, Japan.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Germany.
Well, Germany, yes, of course, but like Russia was already fighting Japan because Japan
Yeah.
was
that goes
attacking
back.
everybody. Yeah, that goes back to the 30s.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, you know, a lot of crazy politics stuff. You know, ping ponging
Well, there
around
you
back
go.
and forth.
War and politics.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me a hell of a lot how Discord operates.
War is
You know?
always about politics.
Yeah. What else do we got here? This 1943 one is what is really raised my eyebrow.
1943, alleged date of the first Philadelphia experiment test on United States Navy ship USS Eldridge.
I'm going to repeat what he said. The first Philadelphia experiment, insinuating multiple. You know, we all know about the Philadelphia experiment, whether or not you believe it or so, but people have heard about it.
Yeah.
But there's not only one. So that's like, you know, like, yeah. 1944, a pipeline under the ocean, Pluto, began operating. I guess a Pluto pipe or whatever. I don't know what that means or anything. Oh.
What were they piping?
You know what? I'm gonna just look up the entire article to answer your question to see. It has to be oil. You know.
I would think, yeah.
Oh, Operation Pluto. Okay, so that's why it's called Pluto. Operation Pluto, pipeline under the ocean or pipeline under transportation of oil. There we go.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, there we go. Pipeline under transportation of oil, Pluto.
Pluto. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Like OPIC, it always stands for something.
Yeah, you know how the government loves their alphabet, you know, numbers and everything. So, 1944 as well. Waffen SS troops massacred 560 people in Saint Anna di Strezima. No idea where that is, but you know, it doesn't matter. It was awful everywhere. So, 1945, Emperor Hirohito of Japan informed the imperial family that he has decided to surrender. So,
Yeah,
yep,
unconditionally.
yep. What do we got here in 48?
1948 Cleveland Cleveland Indians get 29 hits in a 9-inning game.
Wow.
Boy, that's a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was. That's why I put it in there.
It's over 3 hits an inning.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should have given us the
Wow.
final score.
Huh. What else have we got in 48? You got several of these, actually.
Court of Justice sentenced General Friedrich Christensen command to the German Wehrmacht in the Netherlands to 12 years imprisonment.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So that was their German trials, war trials.
Yeah. Yeah, the German Wehrmacht. That's the. I think the Wehrmacht was like the general infantry.
I have
Oh.
no idea.
Yeah. Got a baseball one. It looks like here. No, it's not baseball. It's hockey.
1948 Indian maestro Balbar Singh Dosak scores twice as India beats Great Britain 4-0 for the field hockey gold medal at the London Olympics, India's 4th consecutive Olympic hockey title.
Wow, I would have never
Whoa.
thought India played hockey. Like,
Field.
Yeah.
Field.
yeah, field hockey.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Hold on.
Field hockey, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like they play like rugby. They play cricket. You know,
Yeah.
football.
And apparently.
Field hockey, yeah. 1948 as well, the canoeing program at the London Olympics concluded with Sweden 4 and Czechoslovakia at 3 dominant, combining for 7 of the 9 gold medals in that sport. 49, we had the 16th NFL Chicago All-Star Game, Philadelphia 38 All-Stars, Goose Egg, in front of 93,780 people. 38-0. Ouch.
Drumming.
Yep. 1950, first international game by an NFL team. New York Giants defeated CFL's Ottawa Rough Riders 20-6 at Ottawa's Landzone Stadium. Pope Pius XII published encyclical Humani Generis. You know, what does that entail? Let's look this up here really quick. I've come to really enjoy looking up encyclicals. You know, as I call them, holy memos. So, concerning some false opinions threatening to undermine the foundations of Catholic doctrine, it primarily discussed new opinions which may originate from a reprehensible desire of novelty and their consequences on the church. Wow, that hit the nail on the head.
No kidding.
Everybody's trying to be new, unique, original, and in their attempts to do so, they're damning the entire world. And now there is such a war on Christianity.
Yes. I'm sure they were worried about changing. Is this going to change the Catholic doctrine?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some major things have changed, and I would argue it's good that, this one example that I'm going to bring up, the whole thing on contraceptives. Like they used to outright ban, no abortions, no contraceptives, no nothing, and no pleasuring yourself, none of that. If you're going to involve that area of the body, it better be for procreation. Because back in the times it was made, it was all a way to ensure the continuation of survival.
Okay.
If people are just giving into their
So what's your
instincts.
point?
Well, my point is nowadays the population is such a great number that that's no longer needed to be a mandate in society. So the Catholic Church has removed. They're still, I think, they're still steadfast on anti-abortion.
Oh,
but But as far as contraceptives and all that stuff to prevent, birth control and all that stuff, no, because the Vatican actually took a stance. I know this for a fact, allowing it.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know they had accepted contraception.
Because the population is such a great number, it's no longer necessary.
Okay.
Not
gonna argue with you.
Yeah. Well, I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. That's what I know.
Okay.
So.
I didn't know they had accepted contraceptions. That's a great good thing as far as I'm concerned.
It's a recent thing. It's like around 10 years ago or so they did it.
Okay.
So it's not that old, but
no, it definitely wouldn't be that old.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, what do we got here in 1953?
Ann Davis.
Yeah.
Ann Davison arrives in Miami in her 23-foot boat, Felicity Ann, becoming the first woman to sail solo across the Atlantic.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
We have a couple cool women feats, today. Like, the first one to do a car drive tour, whatever it was,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else do we got? We got two more.
1953, heavy earthquake strikes Ioannis Islands, 35 killed.
Yeah.
Not good.
Nope. Oh, this next one is very not good.
1954.
No, 53.
Oh wait, no, 1953. Soviet Union conducts secret test of its first hydrogen bomb.
Wow. Yikes. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
1953, Soviet Union conducted a secret test of its first hydrogen bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, not good.
You want to take 54? It's baseball.
1954, Senator Eddie Yost draws his 100 walk for 5th year in a row.
Wow. That is baseball, right? Like, I'm not sure if you can walk in rugby or cricket or whatnot, but
yeah, you can walk in baseball. I didn't really hear what he said, so.
He drew his 100th walk for 5th year in a row.
Oh yeah.
So 5 years in a row, he's done 100 walks, if not more.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
baseball they're talking about.
Okay. 1955, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower raised minimum wage from 75 cents to $1 an hour. Whoopee! I can buy a pencil. 1959, the first ship firing of a Polaris missile observation island. So shipbound missile, Polaris missile. Let's see what this looks like here. So the first ship firing. Oh, here we go. Well, this is it from a submarine, but still. Or maybe they did launch it from a submarine. I mean, they have missile launchers on ships, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But. They have them on submarines. So, 1960, 27th NFL Chicago All-Star Game, Baltimore 32, All-Stars 7.
32?
32 to 7. Why are you...
No, I was just surprised it would be so one-sided on an All-Star game.
Well, the previous game, the something to 0 was an All-Star game too.
True.
So, in front of a crowd of 70,000 people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I made it in, because it's so one-sided.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just put in any sports game. It's gotta do something. We also have U.S. Ralph Boston set a then long jump record of 8.21 meters at the U.S. Olympic trials, overtaking Jesse Owens' record.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It took a while.
Yeah.
Back in the 40s to the 60s.
Yeah. No, the 30s.
I'll be back.
All right.
It was the 30s.
Jesse Owens, it was 34, 35.
It's just, yeah.
Pete's found the video. UF Ma got you leisure. What? Oh, he. Okay, here we go. He DM'd it to me. What is this?
Jacob Pete's?
Fat electrician. Oh, this guy again. How death rays and carrots helped win World War II. All right, well, I will add this into the underbar section if anybody wants to watch this. You know how I don't like, showcasing other people's work on the show unless it's absolutely necessary. We're already over our first hour. But yeah, no, if anybody wants to watch this, which I will after the show, I'll post this in the underbar section. Let's see here. 1960 as well. Echo 1, the first communications satellite, was launched by NASA.
Ooh.
The first, for telecommunications, or whatever, stuff like that. 62, first time 2 people were in space.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. 1 year later, Portuguese dictator Salazar was firm on African colonization.
Now, first time 2 people in space. I'm jumping back here.
Yeah.
Were those Russians or Americans?
Well, that's a good question. 1962, first time 2 people. List of space travelers by first flights. Okay.
No, well, I'm not that interested.
What was this? Dates. We're looking for August 12th, 19. So okay, so there's
61 or 2. You said 62.
12th of August, 1962.
There
We have Pavel Pokovich. So that's Soviet Union.
Yeah.
We have August 11th, Andrian Nikolia. So they're both Russian.
Yeah.
So there you go. To answer your question, they're both
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
So another check mark of how the Soviet Union kicked their ass in the space race. The first time 2 of them were up there.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah. We were just talking about Sputnik earlier.
Yeah.
So, and that's because of Sputnik 5, the vaccine. That's weird. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got in 1964, King?
1964, Mickey Mantle switch hitch home run record, 10th final time, and 1 game with one going up to 502 feet.
Oh
Wow.
Whoa, that's a tape measure job, is what they call them.
Yeah. Good luck finding a 500-foot tape measure.
The Mick, what a great baseball player.
Yeah. Yeah, baseball legend,
Oh yeah.
65?
65, Dame Elizabeth Lane becomes first English High Court judge.
First female English High Court judge. That's cool,
Yeah.
Another 65.
65, Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club and the applies for NL franchise.
Yeah, Inc. Incorporated. So, they formed, they're an incorporated thing.
Yeah.
Inc. So they applied for a National League franchise. So the Brewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1966, the last Beatle concert tour of North America began with 2 shows at the International Amphitheater in Chicago, Illinois. I wonder which Chicago this is, the one founded.
Yeah, which Chicago are we talking about?
Yeah. We also have Longview, Texas radio station KLUE held a Beatles bonfire to burn Beatles records and memorabilia. The station was struck by lightning the following day.
Were they in protest of the Beatles? Is that it?
Well, they were in protest because right after this, which I don't know why they don't have this one here before this, but the Beatles hold a press conference at the Astor Towel Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. John Lennon apologized for his "more popular than Jesus" remark.
Yeah, that was a big blow up.
Yeah, but see, that happened on the same day, same year. So these 2 events that I just read happened on the same day.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this radio station held a Beatles bonfire to protest the Beatles saying that. But then the next day the station was struck by lightning. So is that God saying the Beatles were bigger than Jesus? Like what's going on here?
That's just saying don't screw with the Beatles. You screw with the Beatles, you screw with me.
Well, let's see here. Hey, say what you want about the USSR sending people to space first. Once they killed a dog, so negative points there. Well, yeah, the dog did die.
Yeah.
2, find me the USSR on a map. Yeah, well, I mean...
Well, yeah. We're just talking about a moment in time. They put all their resources into space because of the propaganda they gave them. Meanwhile, the people were looking for running refrigerators and everything else. The people were just screwed.
Well...
But we didn't put proportionate resources into our space age.
Oh, yeah, no, they dumped it. They dumped it for sure.
It was everything for propaganda for them.
But Jacob Peets, counterpoint Vietnam.
Yeah.
Who won? So, and who's winning the political right now? The political war right now in the United States? I think the communists. You know,
I'll disagree with that.
Well,
I have
you
to
know,
disagree with
they
that.
they got the power right now. That's for sure. So, 1967, New Orleans Saints' first preseason victory defeated St. Louis 23-14.
Okay.
So,
I don't know why that's in there, but okay.
well, I mean, you know, their first preseason victory. You know, it's more of a something just for the Saints. You know, but I can delete it if you want. That's
No,
you know,
I don't
whatever.
care.
1969, the Battle of Bogside. RUC officers, backed by loyalists, entered the Nationalist Bogside in armored cars, plural, and tried to suppress the riot by using CS gas, a water cannon, and eventually firearms. The almost continuous rioting lasted for 2 days. Yikes! So civil rights stuff. And while that was going on, the Boston Celtics sold for an NBA record $6 million US. They
That's
don't
nothing.
even wipe their ass with that anymore. No.
But you got to remember, they weren't even. You couldn't even. I don't know about '69 where it started, but you didn't even get the finals live. You had to watch them on tape delay at midnight.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so I don't know about '69 where it really changed, but
King, what do we got here in 1970?
1970, Kurt Flood loses his $41 million antitrust suit against baseball.
Ooh.
this is huge because this gives us baseball it is today. This gives us free agency for baseball players and everything. Before Flood really started these lawsuits, you were basically owned by the franchise that signed you. They would trade you when they didn't want you, or they would keep you forever.
So I guess
baseball today is because of the foundation Kurt Flood said.
So I guess you can say he did nothing to Kurt the Flood.
Oh.
I have to make a joke out of something.
I don't know if you think it's a good thing or not that a baseball player makes 50, 60, 70 million a year. You know, maybe it's gone too far the other way. I don't know.
You know, like I think I am the I think I am the pun version of Wade Wilson. I don't know if I can go that far. Pizza saying, have to look back into it. It's been a minute, but pretty sure. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, if I remember correctly, we got an unconditional surrender in Vietnam. The later years of the war was a sucker punch. So we surrendered or they surrendered? I need you on the show, Pete. Like, I need you on the show. Like, maybe during the weekends if you have time. I know you're a busy guy, and I appreciate you watching, you know, believe me, and interacting.
His notes are good.
Yeah, no, like, Pete, we need you on the show, man. You are awesome. What else do we got here? 1970. Well, speaking of Vietnam, what do we got? Actually, no, we have this one here. What else do we have? Ian, 72.
Ian and Greg Chappell both score centuries in same Test cricket innings.
Interesting.
Cricket.
Oh,
Should have known.
Oh, so they surrendered to us, and then we kept it going. Wow, that's not surprising. Peace, I'm going to have you on talk show. But speaking of Vietnam, we have something here about Vietnam. So, 72.
1972, last American comet, ground troops leave Vietnam. All right.
Yeah, so that. 74, coming at us fast.
74, Nolan Ryan strikes out 19 and walks only 2 as Angels top the Red Sox 4-2.
Ah,
Yeah.
yep. 74 is... Go ahead.
It's more than 2 strikeouts an inning.
Yeah, wow.
Also in 1974, Yankees, Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford become first teammates inducted to the Hall of Fame on the same day.
Ooh,
Whitey
nice.
Ford was a Yankee pitcher.
Ah, that's pretty cool. You know, 2 teammates at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, getting assigned a group project with your buddy, in school. 1976, the first approach and lands test, ALT, of Orbiter Enterprise. Orbiter land. I guess are they like landing on asteroids or something?
First, it doesn't say first land test.
The first approach and lands test. So they're approaching and landing. Now, this is not
But
about...
they're testing it.
Yeah. Of Orbiter Enterprise, the Orbiter. What is the Orbiter Enterprise? Oh, would it be the space shuttle? 'Cause I know that the Enterprise is a space shuttle. Orbiter Enterprise. The space shuttle.
Yeah. So they're testing landing it.
Okay.
It wasn't up in space, but they took it up in the air. And then they're testing the landing capabilities, make sure it works.
And so they're not testing to land on the asteroid, they're testing to come back home.
Yeah, of course.
That makes sense. 76 as well, a Christian militia conquered... Hold on, where is it? 1976. Christian militia conquered a Palestinian group, Tel al-Zatar. 2,000 are killed. This is... because it's spelled conqueror. Christian militia conqueror Palestinian camp. Or conquered a Palestinian camp, or the Palestinian camp, Tel Al... This is written so weirdly. Like...
2,000 killed. Boy,
so a Christian militia killed 2,000 Palestinians, it sounds like. So, okay. 1977, for the second straight day, Oakland's Manny Sanguillen foiled a no-hit bid.
Jeez, really?
Yeah. 77 as well, High Energy Astronomy Observatory 1, HEO, was launched into Earth's orbit by NASA. Alright, so, testing out energy in our electromagnetic bubble, it sounds like. We also have a Space Shuttle Enterprise made first atmospheric test flight. So I guess, like, they're test flying it. But you can't fly the Space Shuttle. You launch it, and then you glide it back in. It's not like an airplane. So,
well, it's designed to be an airplane so you can bring it back. Yeah, the
well,
space shuttle goes into space and you bring it back and it lands.
But it glides in. It's not like flying in under its own power. It's a glider.
Well, it's more of a glider, yes, but it still has to have its own power to land. I think.
No,
I guess it doesn't.
Absolutely not.
It doesn't have to.
You don't need power to land. You need brakes.
Right. You're right. You don't need power.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it had power or not. I think it did.
Well, it has its own power, but that's just for maneuvering in space, but not for thrust.
Right.
Like it has the big ass rockets. You don't
need power to come back in. That's for sure.
No. Well, that's what orbit is. It's falling. 1978, Aaron Marshall completed a record shower of 336 hours. Was that? Is it standing in the shower? Like, see,
I don't know
what
what that is. I have no clue.
I'm going to just do a surface level scratch of that article, see if anything comes up. Breaks the longest shower. Okay. Is this going to tell me anything? It is a shower. Like, an actual, like, bathing shower. Like, you there to picture here.
So you can move on now. I
So,
don't care. The guy is clean. What did I tell you?
Yeah. That's a clean record, Like, 1978, China and Japan signed a peace treaty. That's pretty big, right there.
Yes.
We also have the International Cometary Explorer (ICE) spacecraft was launched to study solar wind. 78, NFL New England Patriots wide receiver Darryl Stringley suffered a spinal cord injury, leaving him with incomplete quadriplegia from a hit by Oakland Raiders Jack Tatum in a preseason exhibition game.
Oh boy, that's the awful side of football.
Well, the whole side of football is an awful side. King and I, we were just watching a couple days ago a video about the condition caused by the the brain and everything.
The concussion.
CRTs.
They suppressed the information to keep making money. They knew, the owners and all that stuff, the mucky mucks of the NFL, they knew it was causing brain damage. They knew it was causing this. They stifled information to keep making a buck. And now it's finally coming out and everything. So anybody who plays football, who has played it and everything, I hope to God they sue and bleed the NFL dry. Like they got to do that. Like, because it's one thing to know about it. It's another thing to suppress it. Like.
But there's stuff that isn't talked about, and I'm thinking of a great San Diego Chargers linebacker. I can't think of his name right here. But he had all kinds of mental problems afterwards from all the concussions. And he finally committed suicide.
Oh, let's see here.
So none of that
Junior
gets talked
Seau?
about. Yeah, Junior Seau.
Yeah, Trina Ball Junior Seau Jr. Okay.
Junior Seau, yeah.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah. And that's never talked about.
Well, of course not. Oh, well, we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kudos to his family.
Yep. In 1979, Iranian press censored, or the Iranian press censors start a massive book burning. So the censors, so the people in charge of censorship, started book burning. I mean, if the shoe fits, you know, that's censorship, book burning. So wow, Iran, here we go.
Oh, of course.
Yep. What do we got in 1980? Nicaragua.
1980, Nicaragua celebrates the end of their national literary crusade, a massive effort of over 5 months that reduced illiteracy from 50% to 12%.
So, you know,
Wow.
education, though. So they reduced illiteracy. So they're bringing in literacy. So the amount of people who know how to read is increasing. So that's good.
Yeah.
We just had a little earthquake.
But that's what that was?
Yeah.
I didn't even feel it. I just saw everything moving.
Yeah.
I guess I was like in the middle of movement.
Yeah.
So that's why you had that look on your face.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, are you okay? Like, oh. Wow,
I
so
felt it coming, and then we finally got here.
so we just had a little earthquake, people.
Could be a big one from a long ways off.
Yeah. You know what? Like, let's see here. California, the earthquake map. Let's look this up here really quick. I didn't even feel it. Recent earthquakes. Let's check this out here. So, let me bigger
Yeah, I
this.
think you were rocking back and forth. I don't know if it's so current now if they'd have it up yet.
Oh no, they would have it up. Last hour. Let's see here. Can I increase? Can I?
There's been a bunch of
That's the
going
wrong
on
button.
up in this Fresno area.
We're down here somewhere. Oh, a micro earthquake occurred August 12th, 2 a.m. So that's not right now.
No.
Would this be a better map here? Here we go. This is better. We have a red dot right here. 12:20. Yeah, that's right now.
Yeah.
4 kilometers southwest of South Pasadena.
Ooh, pretty close.
Yeah. Is this it right here? Yeah, that's it right here.
Yeah.
So, huh. Yeah, that's
So that's about 50, 70 miles away, 50, 60 miles away.
Pasadena?
Pasadena?
Yeah.
Maybe less than 50.
Yeah, it's not that far. Oh, it's on the other side of LA from us. Okay, I see
Yeah.
I see where we're at now. I recognize this area very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Used to go here to do Pokemon Go quite a bit. So, anyway, let's get back on track with history. What else do we got here? Another 1980 signature.
Signature of the Montevideo Treaty establishing the Latin American Integration Association.
Integration Association. So, what is this? Latin America Integration Association is an international and regional scope organization. It was created on yada yada, replacing the Latin American Free Trade Association. Okay, LAFTA. Currently, it has 13 member countries, and any of the Latin American states may apply for accession. Okay. The development of its objectives are the development of the integration process developed within the framework of the ALDI aims at promoting the harmonious and balanced socioeconomic development of the region, and its long-term objective is a gradual and progressive establishment of a Latin American single market. The euro, it's coming.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So they're
So
trying to duplicate the United States. That's what the Euro did. They said, let's combine
yeah.
and be more economically powerful,
Yeah.
like the United States is.
Yeah, and now we have a bunch of, like countries of questionable governments uniting to form a unified currency. That's very alarming. Yeah. So, what else do we got here in 1980? My other monitor froze, so I'm going to be doing some technical stuff here.
Plugging and unplugging, huh?
Yep.
1980 Warner Bros. Records. Warner Bros. Records released One Trick Pony, the 5th solo studio album by American singer-songwriter Paul Simon. It features a song "Late in the Evening" and was accompanied by a dramatic film of the same name, written and starring Simon.
Huh. All right then. Move this over here. All right. What else do we got here? 1981, IBM introduced its first personal computer, PC and PC DOS version 1.0. I remember DOS. Yeah. We also have John Erickson of the U.S. became the first to triple cross the English Channel in 38 hours and 27 minutes.
Triple.
Or-
He went 3 times.
Or 38. It can't be 38 minutes.
No.
You know, so 38 hours, 27 minutes. So yeah, so it went back, came back, and then
Yeah.
So yeah. 1983, General Manuel Noriega became a commander of Panamanian Army.
Yeah.
And later became the Panamanian general, and well, I guess that's a commander, and then he became a dictator.
Yeah.
So, and we actually worked with him because he kind of had the canal a little bit, under hostage. So,
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember, but didn't Reagan have some tumbling with him in some way?
probably.
And maybe overthrew him or something. I can't remember. I'm just talking off the top of my head.
I have no clue. So,
They took him down in some way, and I can't remember who, what, or when, or where.
I have no clue. Yeah, I'm just trying to fix the stupid autofocus again while you're talking. But 1984, the Braves defeated the Padres 5-3. It features 2 brawls and 19 ejections. Whoa, that's a
Yeah.
that game is turning into football or something.
They got pissed about something.
Yeah. 84 as well, Carlos Lopez of Portugal won the men's marathon at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 21 seconds, an Olympic record that stood for 24 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
84 Olympics. Remember them well.
Yep.
That's the one I was telling you about. Watching the torch go by.
Yeah. And last but not least for 84, Harmon Killebrew, Rick Farrell, Don Drysdale, Pee Wee Reese, and Louis Aparicio are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in, of course, Cooperstown in New York.
Yeah.
Oh.
Louis Aparicio.
Ah, all right. What do we have here in 85, good Sir King?
1985, 512 people die with Japan's Airlines Flight 123 crashes into Ueno, Japan, the second deadliest aviation disaster of all time.
Oh, wow. And you have another baseball 185 here.
1985, Baltimore Orioles with Gross and L. Sheets are 6th to hit consecutive pitch home runs.
Ah. Now we're approaching our hour and a half, so if it's all right with you, I'm just going to spitball through all of these until I hit 2000.
Good.
So let's see here. 1986, Iran fired a missile at a refinery near Baghdad. Iraq raided an Iranian terminal at Syria Island, severely disrupting Iranian exports. So, yeah. 86, the Boston Red Sox defeated Tigers 9-4 for American League record 23rd consecutive win at home. 1990, 12th annual Macy's Tapomania. What the hell is a Tapomania? The Macy's Tapomania. Let me look that up here really quick. I think I know what this was, because I remember looking this up a while ago. But day 213. Happy birthday, Dad. January. What is this? This is something. Okay, this is a whole blog post. Okay, but what is the Tapomania? They set a record with 6,708 people attending. This is a weird photograph. So I guess people just go in there and just tap dance or something? Like, they just tap around? Stomp the yard? I don't know. 1990, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein said he is ready to resolve Gulf crisis if Israel withdrew from occupied territories. All right. 1991, creditors voted to support Greyhound bus reorganization plan. While that was going on, heavy metal band Metallica released their 5th studio album, Metallica, debuted at #1 on Billboard 200 charts. And I'm going to go ahead and just end the show here because I'm getting violently hungry. So yeah, as you can see as I'm scrolling, there's a substantial amount of history that we were going to bring to you that's not even close to the amount that even what happened on this date.
Right out of time.
Yeah. So, that concludes the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links you may be interested in. Not only just stuff involving Omni Coalition, but, our sources. I implore you to go check it out because the amount of stuff that happens on a daily basis in history that's recorded is just mind-boggling. But yeah, we're not just here on Rumble and on YouTube. We're on BitChute, Odyssey, and various other places. Go check out our link tree. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, We stream every day, or at least try to, 11 in the morning Pacific time. If you want to catch our schedule and our other lineup, because we do have other shows, go check out the link, the underbar, the description section. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
Nephew, come on, nephew person.
Maybe he's not there.
Well, anime preferred. And of course, you viewer are you. Thank you very much for joining us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles.